You become truly unstoppable the moment you make the conscious decision to take control of your life and pursue your goals with unwavering determination. Why is this so? Because taking action fosters belief in yourself, establishing a cycle of empowerment that builds momentum. How does this process unfold? By consistently walking, speaking, and thinking as if no force can deter you from your path. Over time, these actions will cause even your deepest doubts to yield to your unwavering commitment. In just a moment, I will guide you through the process of training your mind and body to move forward with a level of confidence and intent that is undeniable. You must understand that you become what you believe yourself to be. You cannot elevate yourself beyond the limits you impose upon yourself. While you may dream of achieving greatness, if, deep down, you perceive yourself as small, incapable, or limited, that is precisely where you will remain. You might acquire knowledge, shake hands with opportunity, and even stand at the threshold of success. But unless you act as if nothing can stand in your way, you will never step through that door. Most people do not fail because they lack potential. Rather, they fail because they have not granted themselves permission to succeed. They wait, hoping someone will notice them, craving approval from external sources. Yet, true power does not arise from waiting. It emerges when you declare, "I will move forward as if I belong here. I will act as if success is already mine." Start by embodying the version of yourself that you aspire to be. Walk with the assurance of someone who has already paid the price for their success. Speak with the conviction of an individual who has envisioned the results long before experiencing them in reality. Imagine walking into a room, not with arrogance, but with a calm, undeniable certainty. You survey your surroundings, feeling no obligation to prove yourself to anyone. You have already chosen your direction, and others sense that. They willingly follow your lead. Consider this. How long will you allow doubt to dress you each morning? Why carry fear like a second skin? What if, for just 1 month, you chose to act as if victory were your destiny? Who would you become if you simply refused to entertain thoughts of failure? Understand that nothing in your life will change until you do. The world is not waiting to change for you. Rather, it is waiting for you to become the person it must respond to. You may believe that circumstances shape who you are, but in reality, they only reveal your true self. You might think you can wait for the right moment, but know this: time never arrives in a cloak of comfort. It appears as pressure. You may keep telling yourself, "Once I feel more confident, I will take action." But that is not how it works. It is action that breeds confidence. Repetitive action leads to mastery, and mastery solidifies a belief. With each day you delay, you reinforce the notion that you are powerless. But you are not powerless. You become unstoppable when you decide, "I don't care if I feel ready. I will take action regardless." Change does not seek your permission. It demands your transformation. You must evolve into the kind of individual that your future requires. Picture this. You wake up early, not out of obligation, but because your mission is calling you. You write out your goals by the soft glow of candlelight. You practice when no one is watching, confronting challenges even while feeling intimidated. You have made the decision that your fear is not entitled to a vote. Consider how long you will negotiate with hesitation. How much of your life are you willing to trade for the fleeting comfort of safety? What if, instead of preparing endlessly, you simply began? What if you stopped acting like a novice and started embodying the person you aspire to be? The world respects those who act quietly, yet decisively. There is an inherent power that lies in the presence of a person who walks with quiet certainty. This individual does not boast, beg for attention, or make grandiose plans. They simply execute. While others seek validation through applause, they sharpen their craft in solitude. And when their results emerge, no one anticipates the success that follows. The world will attempt to distract you with noise and tempt you with attention, but the truly unstoppable individual is not here for mere recognition. They are focused on ascension. They train diligently, even when the process is dull. They endure hardships when their efforts go unacknowledged. They stay loyal to their vision, even when others scoff at it. You must cultivate this mentality. Learn to act without feeling the need to explain yourself, to make decisions without the impulse to defend them. Your true power lies not in how loudly you assert yourself, but in how consistently you take action. Imagine this: you work independently. You plan independently. You plan independently. No one inquires about your progress, for you do not broadcast your intentions. Yet one day, those around you suddenly notice that you are miles ahead. You didn't seek recognition. Instead, you created momentum that cannot be overlooked. Ask yourself, do you need others to witness your improvement? Or are you satisfied with becoming a stronger version of yourself? Can you stand in silence while others talk, confident that your time will come? What would transpire if you trained with the intensity of someone preparing for an event only they believe in? Decide upon your goals, and then eliminate any option for retreat. Most people fail not because their aspirations are too lofty, but because they have left themselves an escape route, a plan B, an excuse. But if you are genuinely committed to acting as though nothing can obstruct your path, you must remove all alternatives except forward progress. Once an individual makes a true decision, they become formidable. They cease waiting for circumstances to align. Instead, they begin aligning themselves with their goals. They no longer ask for signs. They start creating their own. When you firmly establish what you desire and expunge retreat from your vocabulary, you unleash a different kind of power. No more wandering, no more indecision, only progress. Imagine writing your goal down on paper, sealing it in an envelope, and not divulging it to anyone. From that moment on, every action, every setback becomes a part of the contract you have made with yourself. You cannot backtrack now. You have burned the boat. There is no return. What might change in your life if you refuse to entertain doubt? If you approached each day with the urgency of someone who knows there are no second chances? Could it be that your success has been awaiting your decision all along? Master your inner voice, or remain enslaved to it. The most dangerous adversary you will ever encounter is not an external foe. It resides in your mind. It will not confront you with weapons. It whispers insidious thoughts. You are not ready. Others are better than you. What if you fail? This voice does not shout. It terrifies with self-doubt. Tragically, many people accept these whispers as truth, mistaking fear for caution. They confuse hesitation with wisdom and retreat, believing they are making sensible choices when, in fact, they are being governed not by reality, but by an ominous presence in their heads. Recognize that your thoughts are not facts. They are remnants of what you were told in your earlier years, echoes of past mistakes, and echoes of those who gave up and misguided you into doing the same. Much of what you think is merely noise you have absorbed and now misinterpret as your own voice. Here is the reality. If you do not take control of that inner voice, it will control you. You either train your mind or it trains you. You must emerge as the commander of your thoughts. Just as a soldier drills their body, you must drill your mindset. Fearful thoughts will arise. They always do. However, you must not engage with them. Instead, intercept, replace, reframe, and reprogram those thoughts. Stop saying, "I can't," and start proclaiming, "I will." Stop asking yourself, "What if I fail?" and start declaring, "What if I win?" That transformative shift from fear to determination is the means by which a weak mind evolves into a powerful one. This journey begins with the words you speak, and every word is rooted in your thoughts. Picture this scenario. That same voice rises again, bringing doubt, worry, and insecurity. But this time, you do not follow it into despair. You pause, inhale deeply, and declare, "Not today." You return to your goals and keep moving forward, taking one more silent step. You do not plead with your mind to feel ready. Instead, you train it to obey your commands. This is how mental discipline functions, not through mere inspiration, but through clear direction. You lead your mind as a general leads an army, maintaining steadfast focus. Now, ask yourself, who is in command when your mind speaks? Is it you or the unchecked noise that resides within? If you could hear those critical thoughts out loud, as if spoken by someone else, would you tolerate such disparagement? Would you allow someone to stand before you and utter, "You are worthless"? You will never succeed. You are too late. Of course, you would not. So why permit your own mind to become your enemy? You have two irrevocable choices. You can lead your thoughts or allow them to drag you into mediocrity. There is no third option. You must either rule your mind or be ruled by it. The simplicity of it belies its profundity. Cultivate discipline as if it were your most valuable asset. You were not born with discipline. No one is. Discipline is not an innate gift, but a construct, built brick by brick, decision by decision. It flourishes when you say yes to challenges, even when no one is observing, when you choose effort over ease again and again. Your mind will offer comfort daily. Each day, you must decline that offer. Until you build that inner wealth, you will continue borrowing motivation from external sources, seeking reassurance from voices outside yourself. Remember that anything borrowed can be withdrawn at any moment. Discipline is the one asset no one can take from you. It operates quietly, invisibly, but possesses an unshakable strength. A person with discipline can walk through fire and remain unscathed, while one devoid of it may collapse under the slightest inconvenience. Discipline differentiates between passively wishing for something and actively becoming it. It serves as the bridge between the life you envision and the life you actively construct. Without discipline, dreams remain elusive mirages, perpetually just out of reach. Many individuals mistakenly perceive discipline as punishment, equating it with restriction. In truth, it is liberation. Discipline does not bind you, it frees you. Once you learn to obey yourself, no one can command you. No excuse can sway you, and no temptation can ensnare you. You develop immunity to distractions because you have already made your decision. You no longer follow fleeting emotions. You heed the directives from the higher version of yourself. Imagine this: You rise early, not because someone demands it, but because your mission beckons. You do not hit the snooze button. You do not haggle with your resolve. You simply say, "This is who I am." When temptations arise, you do not waver. You move past them as if they do not exist. Because in your world, they do not. By the time you step into a room, you have already won the battle. You have conquered your doubts before they can take root. Therefore, ask yourself, can you genuinely trust your own commitment? When you declare, "I will do it," does it come to fruition, or are you perpetually starting over? Are you constantly explaining why things did not work out? What would your life resemble if your positive habits were in operation even during your downtime? What if your discipline functioned on autopilot? This is not an unattainable dream. It can be created, provided you cease negotiating with complacency. Stop allowing today's comfort to rob you of tomorrow's greatness. Another year of delay results in yet another year of regret. Discipline is not just about exerting more effort. It is about establishing consistency. It centers around honoring the promises you make to yourself, especially when no one else is observing. This is how trust is cultivated and freedom is won, not through sheer willpower, but through dedicated training. And it all begins right now. Walk into a space as if you own the outcome. The moment you enter a room, people instinctively sense you, not due to your attire or title, but because of the energy emanating from you. This energy communicates before you utter a single word. It reflects your level of confidence or hesitation, your sense of belonging or doubt. Others will register these cues within an instant. If you carry an air of apology in your posture, you will likely be dismissed before you say anything. Conversely, if you enter with grounded assurance, the world will take notice. Hesitation may be invisible to you, but it is glaringly obvious to everyone else. The world does not bend to the uncertain. It responds to the firm and centered. It is not the loudest or boldest individual who captures attention. It is the one who navigates with intention. Confidence does not manifest as noise. It embodies precision. Those who possess quiet confidence do not require others' validation. They have already validated themselves. The rest is simply a process of alignment. The key lies in thorough preparation. Inner work generates outer influence. When you have rehearsed success in your mind, envisioning yourself confidently shaking hands, making decisions, standing tall, there is no need for arrogance. You do not enter a space seeking approval, but rather intent on executing. The result is already unfolded in your mind, so you approach tasks with the stillness of someone who has read the final chapter and knows that it concludes in victory. This journey begins with your posture, upright, relaxed, not stiff. Your eye contact is steady, communicating clarity without aggression. Your body language conveys, "I know exactly why I am here." You do not fidget or apologize on your arrival. You expand and breathe as you let silence amplify your presence. Every action you take either commands respect or invites dismissal. There is no neutral ground. You are always communicating something to the audience. Ensure that the message aligns with your intentions. Now, imagine that you find yourself in a high-stakes negotiation. You may not be the wealthiest individual present, nor the most experienced, but that does not matter because you remain grounded. You have mentally, emotion, and spiritually prepared for this moment. You have envisioned it, written about it, and prayed for it. Now that you stand at this juncture, you do not wait anxiously. Instead, You act with calm assurance. You speak clearly and confidently, and the room feels the palpable shift as you claim your space. Reflect. Do you wait for the perfect moment before voicing your thoughts? Or do you believe your voice inherently possesses value? Do you shrink when faced with pressure? Or do you step forward with resolution? Each day, you are teaching those around you how to treat you based on how you carry yourself. If you were to consistently enter rooms radiating with the understanding of your worth, how many new doors would open before you? What would you draw into your life? What could transform in your existence if you firmly believed you had an unassailable right to be present? Remember, confidence is not an act. It is a choice to move forward with the awareness that what you offer the world is essential, because it truly is. And when you fully embrace this reality, you will change the atmosphere in any space you occupy. Not because others are granting you power, but because you have ceased to ask for it. Let your actions reflect your value. Let your work testify to your worth. Many squander their energy trying to assert their presence. They raise their voices, embellish their titles, and produce noise in an attempt to create an impression of power. Real authority, however, does not shout. It is felt. The individual who cannot be overlooked arrives with such a strong presence that they do not require attention. They have cultivated undeniable outcomes. You do not command respect through demands, but through the results you create, making them evident through your actions. Each choice you make, every task you undertake, either fortifies or undermines your reputation. Remember, reputation is not something you claim. It is something you earn through consistent demonstration. By adhering to excellence tirelessly, people will begin to notice, not because they are prompted to take notice, but because excellence leaves its mark. The world follows results, not mere words. Authentic value needs no grand introduction. This level of influence does not happen by accident. It springs from clarity and self-respect manifested in your efforts and actions. It requires you to reject mediocrity, even when that choice is convenient. It means holding yourself to a higher standard, even when no one is watching. When shortcuts arise, you turn them down. When applause is deferred, you persist. You do not need recognition to uphold discipline or acknowledgement to embrace excellence. Your aim is not to seek credit. It is to leave a legacy that will endure. You are not striving to be seen. Rather, you are making yourself unmistakable. Imagine walking into a room where everyone already knows your name, not due to an introduction, but because your actions preceded your presence. You do not need to broadcast your accomplishments. Your results have established your reputation. That type of recognition is not something that can be purchased or borrowed. It is built through the continual pursuit of excellence. In conclusion, understand that you possess the power to shape your own narrative and destiny. Choose to embrace this power unwaveringly. When you embody a mindset rich with determination, clarity, and focused intent, you can shift your life in extraordinary ways. The world is waiting for you to act. Move forward without hesitation, and you will find that your once distant dreams are now your imminent reality. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with more motivational content. Like, share, and comment to support our work and spread the message.